Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And we're starting out the week certainly on the warm side. We're into the 80s at midday in many locations, and it looks good out there. But I just want to point out from looking at the watches, warnings, and advisories that heat is not that really that far away. When I say heat, I mean temperatures in the 90s. And you see that across the Ohio Valley into the Mississippi Valley up and down and extending back into parts of the plains. This is where the heat is setting up this week. Also seeing heat advisories in the coastal Carolinas. There are a few places in between that may reach advisory criteria, maybe not. But we're sort of on the edge of this here in the Northeast, down in the northern mid-Atlantic states. So, well, yes, it will be a very warm week, and I think probably by I think Friday might be the one day that some areas get close to 90 degrees. There'll be a few isolated pockets here and there along the way, but after that, we've got some really cool air coming down for Father's Day weekend. Everything's on course for that. Satellite looking good. Some clouds around. I want to first off, we're going to focus our attention because we've been talking about this potential mesoscale convective system that is coming out of the northern plains and moving into the upper Midwest. You're sort of seeing the beginnings of that now in Wisconsin, and it's moving eastward. And this system is going to hold together and travel a rather long distance, moving east and then probably southeast as it heads towards the East Coast. And we've been kind of struggling with this in terms of timing, in terms of what exactly are we going to be dealing with. Is it going to be weakening when it moves into the east, or is it going to slow down a bit and come at a time during the day on Tuesday where there's a little more daytime heating and a little more instability? I was hoping to kind of give a definitive answer on that, and I'm not really ready to do it. In the meantime, we've got really nothing going on today in terms of shower and thunderstorm activity. It's fairly quiet on the radar at midday. The Storm Prediction Center has enhanced risk from southeastern Wisconsin into northwest Ohio, and this kind of covers the track of that complex. Now, for tomorrow, they're going to be going with the idea that this is going to wind up being further south. And I tend to lean in that direction. And this is why they have the risk areas indicated in Virginia and North Carolina, with marginal risk touching southern New Jersey to southernmost Pennsylvania. So I'm thinking that much of our area will probably miss this. And it could very well weaken by the time it gets to the East Coast, depending on the timing. In the meantime, looking at rainfall this week, and it's really going to come from, I guess the next real chance will be toward Thursday and into Friday with a couple of cold fronts where we could see some showers and thunderstorms. So we're looking at rainfall amounts generally about a quarter to as much as half an inch. It's not a whole lot of rain being indicated up and down the eastern seaboard. Half an inch to an inch and a quarter up and down the Appalachians. However, also you'll see right along the Canadian border from North Dakota back over into Washington State, you're seeing some heavier rains. And most importantly, in parts of the Southwest, where we're getting moisture flowing up from Mexico and from Baja California, moving northward and into Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and that's good news. Although not all the areas in the Southwest are getting rain, we are seeing quite a bit of the area getting some rain for the first time in months. So let's look at the upper air, and we have this ridge position this week. It's hard to pick out this disturbance that's coming through for tomorrow. It's kind of this little kink that you see in the flow. That, again, looks like it wants to go more south than anything else, and it's not as impressive as what it was being shown yesterday. Then we're going to start to shift that ridge eastward for Wednesday into Thursday. And Thursday, Friday, here comes the next shortwave trough. And now there will be a front that will approach on Thursday with some showers and thunderstorms. Then we have to wait for a secondary front to come through on Friday with maybe another chance for showers and storms. And after that, this deep trough just dives into the eastern part of the United States, and that's going to bring some rather cool air over the weekend, particularly for Sunday. I was very impressed with just how cool the models are. And one thing that's been standing out over the last few days between the models is how the GFS has not been on board with the others, and I suggested that maybe it was because the model was doing too much tropical storm development in the Caribbean and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Well, the model has now woken up to the idea that there isn't going to be a bunch of tropical storms coming out of there, and it has woken up to the reality that we're going to have this deep trough along the East Coast. In the meantime, big heat right in the middle, up and down the Mississippi Valley. It's not, relatively speaking, it's not going to be that far away, but our flow is coming down from the north, and that's cool, dry air that gets all the way into parts of the southeastern U.S. So this is an extensive push of cool air. And as we move through the weekend and into next week, the trough really doesn't get out of the way until the middle part of next week. So it's a long way to go in order to see that cool air pull out. This is a fairly significant shot of cool air for the second half of the month of June. So let's just take you really quick through what the models are doing. The GFS, we could go all day long about tomorrow, so we'll just sort of punt until later today to see what's going on. But there's that convective complex. It just kind of dies out as it moves eastward on the GFS because it brings it through early. Again, we're going to go with the idea that this is going to be more suppressed and further south. We're okay for much of the rest of the day tomorrow for a good portion of the area. Wednesday and Thursday look good. Temperatures will be in the 80s each afternoon. Humidity levels this week are going to be on the high side. We've got a weak front approaching on Thursday with some showers and storms. Friday, I think we could see temperatures up close to 90 before the second front comes through. And then here comes the cool air for Saturday and for Sunday. I'm thinking temperatures Saturday will be in the 70s to maybe up close to 80, and we'll probably be seeing lows down in the 40s and 50s come Sunday morning. Sunday's highs will be just in the 70s, and we're going to continue that into Monday. And at least it looks like it's going to stay mostly dry right through Father's Day weekend and into the start of next week, which is the week of Monday, January. I keep saying January. Monday, June 20th. My head is always into wintertime. Okay, that's it with weather in 5 here. Let me just real quick, since I have the map up here, the potential, the Hurricane Center is talking about disturbed weather in the southwest Gulf. I'm sorry, the southwest Caribbean. You can see it does, the GFS does form a little low there that sort of straddles the coastline almost perfectly into the lower Yucatan, Belize, and then just leaves it there in Mexico. It's a lot different than what the models were doing with taking systems and then throwing them all over the place in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's why the GFS was not able to pick up on the cool weather pattern developing in the east until the last minute. So that really is the only thing that's left that's going on in the tropics at the moment. Joe and Joe Weather Show, 7:30 tonight. We'll hope to see you then.